Hey guys, Trev from the Struggling Artist Podcast, and I want to talk to you real quick about Struggling Artist Record Club. The Struggling Artist Record Club is a vinyl record subscription service where I hunt and curate the best punk and punk-adjacent music out there and mail their record to your door each and every month. Imagine finding your new favorite band from across the country without ever having to leave the house. It doesn't get much better than that. The excitement of discovering new music just got that much easier. As a member of the Struggling Artist Record Club, you are going to receive some of the best music you've ever heard from bands you may never even heard of. Whether you've been collecting records for years or just starting out, the Struggling Artist Record Club is designed specifically for you. And right now, all new members get a Struggling Artist Record Club exclusive along with the monthly selection. So head to StrugglingArtistRecordClub.com, pick a membership, and start building that collection today.
You're listening to the Struggling Artist Podcast.
People need to be entertained. They need the distraction.
With your host, Trev Allen.
I wish to God that somebody would do something to block out the voices in my head for 5 minutes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Struggling Artist Record Club recap. I am Trev, and with me, as always, Chris Chavez.
Yo.
Well, I shouldn't say with me as always, because you haven't. Yeah. There was a moment where you couldn't do this. You did the last one with me, though, I think.
Yeah, I did. We did do the last one.
Yeah, all right,
the German band.
Oh, yeah. Doping the Void. That was such a good one. They like quoted us. Well, they quoted. Basically, they quoted like you, me, and I think Dave.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. And like they put it like they like did like a little write up on like a social media post, and they
that's awesome.
They had like quotes from all three of us. So Dave, you're like part of the team now, dude. I gotta have to start paying you or something. No, I'm not.
Dave's not here.
Dave, Dave, you're not here. I'm not paying you. Yeah, that was really nice of them. You know what I mean?
That's awesome, dude. Hell yeah. It's a freaking great album.
Yeah, it was. So this month this episode we're talking about September's record, and the record was Songs About Dudes Volume 2 by the Boston band Taken by Vultures.
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys, I love these guys. They're a lot of fun.
I mean, it's not as good as Volume 1, but we're going to talk about Volume 2.
Oh, yeah. So, all right. So, I'm going to do the readout first, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, cool. Friends, I present to you Taken by Vultures, Songs About Dudes Volume 2. This is a Leonard Part 6 situation. There is no Volume 1. Much like Leonard didn't have 5 other films. Thank God, because that was Bill Cosby. I'm adding that right now. This is fun, satirical, lyric-driven pop punk with some of the craziest metal guitar licks I've ever heard. And that is 100% true. Like this, like the guitar on this record is just phenomenal. Now, for the OG members of the club, there is a tie-in here. Steve of this band was in the band The Digs, which was a Get Punk Record Club selection way back. I have that album. I still spin it. It's so good.
Nice.
So good, yeah. This band is having fun, and I'm here for it. I typically prefer the more serious lyrical content, but these dudes kill it with the satire, and I love it. Lots of film references, and I'm here for it. And then we don't do the newsroom stuff, right? Unless I have
not till later, unless it's whatever. Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna say this one part. Oh no, we could do. Yeah, we'll do this part later. Okay, There is something on
Cool.
the news that I have to read. So
Cool.
yeah. So, Taken by Vultures, Songs About Dudes, Volume 2. I guess we're going to start with some emails.
Okay.
All right. And then, we do the emails first.
Yeah, mailroom.
All right. The first one is from our friend Kevin in Washington. Listening to the new record, it sounds much better at 45 RPM. LOL. Cheers, Kevin. All right. I will say, the good doctor, Dr. Disc from Goldmine magazine, he also said, he had asked me before he even, this guy is like, let me tell you that when it comes to vinyl records with this guy, before he didn't see any indicator on what speed it was, so he reached out to me and asked before he actually spun it. Me, like that thing's spinning like the first song, I'm like, maybe this is the wrong speed. You know what I mean? But the good doctor, like he is so good with like he takes care of these things so much. So let me see if he well, you know what? I'll do that a little bit later. I should have seen if he put an Instagram post up yet. I think he did. But we do have a review from Dave, and we're gonna get into that right now. I also actually, you know what? Because I think Dave's review might say something about the thing from the newsroom. So maybe I should do that now. So
yeah. Let's do the newsroom first.
All right, cool. So in the newsroom this month. Let's see, real quick, I'll recap. This month, the golden ticket was Loser Circle Took Long Enough. I still had one copy of that left from a long time ago. Took Long Enough. And Loser Circle is they do the theme song. Well, I use one of their songs for the theme song for the podcast, which is awesome. And the big thing on here was, so I'm always trying. Did we mention this last time? I don't care if we did. I'm mentioning it again. I'm always trying to do things for the record club to make it more unique than like the other ones out there. I think,
a little bit more of an inclusive and fun experience.
Yeah, I think we do a good job with that. With doing these episodes and talking about it and having people write in and all that stuff. With that said, I'm always trying to up it, right? I'm always trying to do something a little bit more, and I figured out a way to do that. And what I'm going to be doing, what we're doing now, is I have created a members only web page. And
do we get members only jackets?
You can buy one. you can buy one. And what the members only section of so. You have to be a member of the record club to get the link to go there. Eventually, I might have to make it so it's password protected, but
now we trust people.
Yeah, right now we trust our members. But in there, you will find things you'll find all the readouts. So if you're a member who joins up late and wants to go back and buy all the records we've had in the club, and you want the readouts, because some people like them. Dave is a big fan of the readout. I don't know if you know that or not. He was a huge fan of it. Yeah. So all the previous readouts will be in this section. Also, I've talked to some of the bands, and they're going to do like extra content for the record club exclusively. And
nice.
It will go there. Now, what does that entail? It could be an EPK, a press kit that's designed, that they made for us. It could be just a letter, like Lame Ass Dads gave us a letter last year.
Nice.
And I put that in there too. It could be something else. I don't know. There's word of some fun stuff that bands want to do for this that I have lined up. So that's cool.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Nice.
So and then also, like, if there's if the record doesn't come with like lyrics, I asked the bands to like put a link to where they can find the lyrics.
Nice.
Because some people are, as we know from reading Dave's letters, they definitely want like the lyric sheets and stuff like that. So, but sometimes bands can't get that. That's an extra cost, right? So But if they could be so kind as to do this, like, this is going to be a cool thing, and I think it will. I think it's just going to make it a little more like exclusive, right? Is that the word?
Yeah.
So that's what's going on with that. All right. So the Good Doctor, right? Doc_disc on Instagram at Doc_disc. If anyone wants to follow the Good Doctor, this guy posts like 6 albums a day and talks about them.
Wow.
Yeah. So, all right. So he said, once again, the Struggling Artist Record Club has found a nice new record to add to the collection. Once I figured out it should be spun at 45, Taken by Vultures album is a fun listen. Nice job. Sign up for the record club. Oh, Dr. Disc, thank you. Sign up for the record club and you will not be disappointed. It's what the doctor's orders. What the doctor orders. Yeah, you see? We got co-signed by the Dr. Disc. Like, that's awesome. That is awesome. All right, one more email, and then we'll get into what we'll talk. Chris and I will kind of discuss the band a little bit. Oh man, I couldn't print this. I didn't print this one out. It doesn't seem like it's that long. Okay. Again, this is a cold read, people. Bear with me. Nostalgia, man.
Who's it from?
Dave.
Oh, Dave. Oh, Dave.
Dave. Of course, it's from Dave.
Dave.
Yeah. Nostalgia, man. It's quite the ride. It wraps you up in a blanket of warm fuzzies like a cozy time machine, whisking you back to simpler, more innocent days. If nostalgia were a drug sold on the streets, I'd be shutting down the mean streets of Philly. Or no, I'd be strutting down the mean streets of Philly, ready to score a bag so I could take a trip down memory lane all night long. But since nostalgia is not a white powder you can simply buy and snort away, Jesus, I'll settle for spinning Taken by Vultures LP. Let me. This is like, I feel like this is Dave's catchphrase. Let me explain. I feel like he says that a lot, right? Right?
Yeah.
I cut my teeth on the punk scene outside Westchester, PA, and let me tell you, there was some phenomenal bands and a treasure trove of 7-inch and 12-inch records. 3 of my absolute favorites sprang from the scene: Plow United, The Boyles, and 2.5 Children, Inc. Okay. These bands will always hold a special place in my heart. Every time I crank up Taken by Vultures, it takes me back to those days of glory. Why is that? Oh, I know. It's because they capture that raw, youthful energy that echoed from the bands I grew up listening to. These groups weren't about expensive studio time and fancy producers. They practiced whether they could, or whenever they could. Jesus, I just woke up. All right, give me a break. They practiced whenever they could, and then recorded their magic with whatever change was in their pockets. Their music felt genuine, like they poured their hearts into it. Society told them to play sports, go to college, and be a productive human. Instead, they shunned that and practiced where adults allowed them and played shows in grimy basements as they could contribute to the punk scene they adored. Now, the folks in Taken by Vultures have families and jobs. Yet they still carve out rare moments to create music because they're passionate about the bands that came before them and love making tunes with their buddies. Let me scroll this up just a little bit here. Chances are their wives and families might think the whole thing is a bit silly. You know, adult men are meant to be breadwinners, slogging away. Having hobbies is one thing, but being in a band, that's a bit too much practice time, right? I wouldn't be surprised. Now, hold on. This is pure speculation, okay? I just want to get this. Dave is running this off of pure. Dave loves to be very descriptive with his narratives.
He's a writer, dude.
He's a writer. And like, I just don't want Taken by Vultures to be like, what's this guy talking about? You know what I mean? Yes. To the band, Dave is very he's just like,
he's a storyteller.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. He's
got quite the imagination.
He likes to create lore, and this is the lore he's creating. All right. I'm going to start this over.
I love it.
I'm going to start this over with that disclaimer. Chances are the wives and families might think the whole thing is a bit silly. You know, adult men are meant to be breadwinners slogging away. Having hobbies is one thing, but being a band, that's a bit too much practice time, right? I wouldn't be surprised if their families haven't even given their album a listen and won't. But I'd love to be proven wrong. Okay, thank God. Thank God. My experience with writing books in friends and bands suggests that family members often prefer the guys to focus more on the house chores or family time. So let's give a shout out to these musicians for their accomplishments, crafting songs, recording them, and then releasing them on purple vinyl. It's no small feat. It takes true dedication and passion. Now, let's dive into the music. All right. Blood Diamonds kicks off the album and is undoubtedly one of the standout tracks. Let me just say, skate punk is my shit. I've been hooked on this genre since I was 15. Yep, that's 30 years now. I'm constantly ordering skate punk albums from all over the globe, so I've got a solid grip on what makes the genre tick. Blood Diamonds is an absolute gem of a skate punk song. Its lyrics remind me of one of my favorite bands, Rancid, who often dive into tales of mischief, and this track captures the vibe perfectly, talking about heisting a bank for diamonds. Then we hit the next couple of tracks, which veer away from the serious skate punk vibes and dive into pop punk tunes about lobster rolls and hot sauce. These two songs hit me with a wave of nostalgia, echoing the local bands. I feel like he's using nostalgia too much. All right. Echoing the local bands I used to jam to on 7 Inches back in the day. Their lyrics are playful and juvenile, just like some of those bands from my youth. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. They're catchy and a blast to sing along with. Not every song has to bear the weight of the world. That's kind of what I was saying in the readout. Mm-hmm. They do a good job at those like fun lyrics. You know, they really do. Now I'm not saying. Oh, I already read that line. All right, the next 5 tracks, they carry that same solid skate punk energy as Blood Diamonds, which is a winning formula. And the final track wrapped things up with a cool acoustic number. All right, let's dive into the fun world of artwork. There's so much happening here. There really is.
Yeah.
I don't have my copy near me. Shit, I should have.
There's a robot on stage with a body that's an oil barrel. He's got a beer in his hand. And there's a vulture with like the red cross thing, you know, the circle with the slash across it around his neck.
Yeah.
At a table with pizza. They're on stage. There's the vinyl on the ground. There's some speakers. And then there's like this whole sea of kangaroos and foxes, I think.
Oh, shit.
Is that a chicken?
Oh, shit. Hold on. Dave dives into what we're looking at, too.
Oh, get it.
Yeah. All right. So it perfectly completes the music. We've got babies ducking it out with foxes. Duking it out with foxes. A robot keg clinging to a beer. And a mini shirtless dancer shaking it up.
Yeah.
And let's not forget the table that's supported by a pair of fabulous women's legs. Sprinkle in some hot sauce for an extra kick. There's even a vulture with a striking line and circle, adding to the chaos. And on the far right, someone's in the act of painting the vibrant scene. It's fantastic. To top it off, a gaggle of foxes is taking in all the action. As Trev pointed out, there's definitely no volume 1 of songs about dudes. I think that just adds to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah. The vinyl is a great color of purple. It works perfectly with the cover art. As I mentioned before, skate punk is where my heart lies. If Taken by Vultures keeps honing their craft and rocking live shows, I am positive they will continue to improving as a band. I'm not saying this is a bad album. It's a fun listen, but you can sense it's from a band just getting their feet wet in the recording game, in opposed to one that's already on their third or fourth release. I can't wait to hear fresh tunes and new albums from this band. Well, so I also want to say this about this album. So this was like Songs for Dudes Volume 1, I believe, is like a collection of everything they had put out at the time.
Yeah, I think there's a couple some new stuff, right?
I think so. Let me just
the album, but I know there was singles on there. Some of them are like when there's an acoustic version of an old song. There's some remastered versions of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Now, I you know what? I'm pretty upset with Dave right now. He didn't mention like the little like EPK thing we got from these guys. I had figured he would have. All right, where is it? All right. This is what they on their Bandcamp. They say, "We really pulled it together, guys. We've been a band for 4 years and we were able to get you 9 songs, 2 of which are remastered old songs. 2 of which are remastered old releases, 1 which is an acoustic version of an old release, 1 that was released 9 months prior to the release of this album, and the first single and another second single that you have that you'll have had for 2 months before the album comes out." Yeah, so they were just writing songs and they just said, "Hey, let's slap these together and put them on a vinyl record." And I'm happy they did. You know what I mean? Let's see. What else did they say on here? Hey, at least you're getting 4 new songs. All right, so there's 4 new songs on there. Oh wait, we've been playing those for the entire 4 years we've been a band. Hey, at least you get a vinyl. Oh, these guys are great. Yeah. So let me. So I first ever heard these guys at a show.
Was that the end of Dave's email, by the way?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay. I can't wait to hear fresh tunes and new albums from this band.
Sweet. Okay.
First time I ever heard these guys was with you. We were at a show.
Yes.
We were at a show. We were at Nowhere Else.
Nowhere Else at the Ilix.
And I had so much fun just listening to them. And I didn't know a single.
Same, dude.
I didn't know a single song. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know anything. Like I had known. I had met them prior, and then that's when I found out like who Steve was, and I was like, oh. And then we talked about the Digs because I loved that band. And so I was really excited to see them, and they did a great job. I like them live. They're awesome live. They're great performers. Yeah, and then when this came out, I said, "All right, well, let's see what we can do here." You know, so
yeah, I was pretty impressed with them too, dude. I really enjoyed it, and the beauty is I have footage of them playing, and that was like what 2 years ago?
3?
2 years ago now? 3 years ago now.
3?
Wow,
where are we?
It was either 2 or 3 years ago, but that was
2 years ago now. Yeah.
So that's literally in the earlier days of them being a band. You know, they're just now 4 years old.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it was a good time. I enjoyed it. I thought their set was great, and makes me want to go back and look at all my footage now.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
kind of revisit that.
Good. Maybe you'll put it together.
Well, I have the little thing, but I think I have an idea of what I want to do. But we'll talk about that after.
Yeah. So what did you think of the record?
Oh, I'm with Dave, dude. I'm a huge fan of skate punk. I say it all the time, right? And I always talk about like when I listen to a band and I think, oh, that'd be perfect for a Tony Hawk Pro Skater, because that to me just goes hand in hand. Having loved skateboarding, having loved the music that went with it, and then a lot of these bands that came out, you know, playing in this style, you know, that real fast, super just high energy, supercharged, fast forward kind of like fucking pedal to the metal is how the music sounds. It's just fucking fast, and I love that, dude. And like you said, dude, it's also got these like metal licks in there, like these riffs and these lead spots where you're just like, whoo. You could just picture like the smoke coming off the end of the fingers as it's blistering across the fucking strings. You know what I mean? So good. And then the other side of it is there's the silly part, which I like too, because a lot of the times those bands back in the day, you know, they had things to say, and there were certain bands that had like political messages or social messages. But then there were the ones that had a lot of fun, and those were the ones typically you were listening to when you skateboarded. And this fits there. Those silly lyrics, even the titles to their songs. You know what I mean? That titles to their songs have that kind of like tongue in cheek, but like I remember back in the day, that was a thing, was trying to make these funny sounding titles, right? So like Zool, we know where Zool's from, but Grandpa Joe is a dirty freeloader.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? John Larroquette's Acoustic Spine. Like, dude, if you know those references, then you're kind of in on the joke too. But yeah, dude, I love it. I loved everything about this album from beginning to end.
Let me see.
I remember when you first sent it. So I still haven't replaced my turntable. So when you first sent it, though, I listened to it right away. I pulled it up on Bandcamp or Spotify, whatever. I had my earbuds in, and as soon as it just boom took off, I was like, oh, okay, this is gonna be good. Because I remember Taken by Vultures. You know what I mean? I remember seeing them on stage. I remember enjoying them, but to go back now and be like, oh, this is what it was. This is what sparked that. Like, ooh, I liked this band. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
dude, I fucking love it. Great album.
I've got
fun time.
I've got Dr. Claw here. Let's see if we can sample Dr. Claw. Let me see. I really just cut into that one. Where's it going?
You know we call him Dr. Claw, and they try to shut him down. So he went on the ground when Ninja Turtles can be found.
I love how this song is like Inspector Gadget meets Red Lobster. You know. Now this is the single version. I don't have the record pulled up right now because I'm an asshole. But this is the single version. I don't know if there's a difference.
His name's Dr. Claw.
Listen to that guitar.
He's above the law.
Yeah.
He's a bomb as last roll. His name's Dr.
Oh, that guitar is so sick. Yeah. This was a good one, man. I had a lot of fun. Like, and again, like, I'm all about like the soul and seriousness, but this is like when you have fun, you gotta have fun too. And like I feel like just because it doesn't make it less of anything, you know what I mean? It's still a strong album. Like
it's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun.
You gotta like makes you want to dance, Just get
it makes me want to get on a skateboard again. It's probably not a good idea.
Don't do that, dude. You're too old for that. You've been retired far too long to try to get back on that thing.
I try to ollie and snap my spine.
No. Oh boy, don't do that. Then you'll need John. What was that song? John
Larroquette's Acoustic Spine.
You'll need that.
John Larroquette, dude.
Oh man. What the heck?
Yeah, I loved it, dude. I really did.
Cool. Well,
another solid
Chris
month.
Outside of the 1 week you missed because you weren't around, or 1 month that you missed, you weren't around.
Yeah.
Everything has been a solid choice for you. I like it.
Hell yeah, dude.
Cool. So it seems to be another positive reviews from Record Club members. Sign up. Come on. Struggling Artist
if you're
Record
not a member yet and you're listening to this, are you just like torturing yourself? Is it like me who can't eat regular food yet, but I watch Food Network all day? Really? Are you just doing that to yourself? Don't be like me.
Do you really? You watch Food Network all day long?
Oh, I love it, dude.
Oh man. Yeah. So like, come on, just sign up. Just do 1 month. I'm still.
Hey, holidays are coming up. Like, buy one for somebody that you know would love it.
Yeah. If you want to be a selfish jerk and not be a member,
you want to be the cool uncle. You want to be the cool brother.
Yeah, do that.
Buy someone you love a membership today.
And like we still have copies of the KCUF record that we give for first time.
Nice
members. Yeah,
they're running low though, so
they are.
Get it now.
We are into the last pile.
Single digits.
I wouldn't say that, but
you want to say that. Cut that part out because you want to say that. Don't let the people know the secret.
And we have records that we do we have the Golden Ticket records, which is like, You know,
Oh, that's
I
pretty
randomly select somebody every month, and they get a record. They get an extra record, and
You get a golden
you know,
ticket.
I think I said this before. We had one member who was like, it was like their first time. They signed up for like 3 or 6 months or something. It was their first time. So they were already getting the KCUF record. And then I was like,
and then they got the golden.
and then I was like, well, I've got an extra record from last month too. So I'll give that to them. And then they were the one I selected. Like when I did the randomizer, their name popped up, and I'm like, well, I guess you're getting 4 records
Your
for the
first month.
And I
dude,
was
that's
like,
insane.
hey, this is only 1 month. I'm not giving you all the months in advance. Like this is the 1 month. So, yeah. So it's it could be a lot of fun for you, you know. So
Nice.
yeah, I don't know. We're out here doing the best we can, and we want to bring you guys some new music to listen to. So sign up, strugglingartistrecordclub.com. Head over there and sign up now. I don't know. I don't want to yell.
Get your subscription today.
I don't want to sound so aggressive about it. Go over there and sign up.
Do it. Do it.
Oh, I don't know. What was that? I don't know. I'm hitting buttons. All right, I got to stop hitting buttons. We're going to get out of here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris, for joining me again. And everybody, sign up for the Record Club. Yeah. Bye.
See you.